I go bikepacking in the Peak District every year, and people often ask me, don't you get bored? Nah. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best place for bikepacking in England, and I absolutely love it. Whether I'm riding here with my dad or with my own children, it's got everything you could possibly want. Amazing cycle paths, stunning scenery, and even better food. It truly is a magnificent place to ride your bike. Join me for a packed weekend bikepacking adventure in the Peak District, where I take in some of the best routes and scenery it has to offer. I started my adventure in Ashbourne. This is quite far south in the Peak District, and it does remind me a little bit of the Yorkshire Dales. Very different to the north of the peaks, lovely rolling scenery, and it was an ideal place to start this trip. I chose to ride my Sonder Frontier with a Topeak setup to carry all of my bikepacking gear. Hello and welcome to Ashbourne in the Peak District. I have just literally joined the Tissington Trail and I have great memories coming here as a kid. Me and my mum and dad and my sister used to come here and ride our bikes because it's a traffic-free ex-railway basically. The aim of this weekend is to have a last hurrah before autumn comes. I've got a little window of nice weather, but it looks like that's going to change tomorrow afternoon and we're in for a cold spell. And I have a feeling that's going to be it for summer. So I'm going to try and make the most of it and have the ultimate bikepacking trip in the Peak District. I've basically created a route for what I think are the best bits of the Peak District, strung them all together to one epic route that I'm hopefully going to do in 2 days. In an ideal world, I'd have done it over 3, but I've only got 2 days. So I'm going to try and squeeze in all of this in just 48 hours. There are several ex-railway cycle paths in the Peak District, and the great thing about them is they're mostly flat, a stark contrast to the steep hills on the road. So here we are at the stepping stones at Dovedale, and again I used to come here all the time as a kid, and this is it, really quiet, and you can see it's still pretty busy. It can be absolutely mental, especially in the school holidays on weekends and stuff, but some amazing scenery around here. We used to do a walk up there, up to Thorpe Cloud, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I'm not 100% sure if bikes are allowed down here, but National Trust people just walked past me and didn't say anything, so I'm assuming I'll be okay. Yeah, I was right. Bikes are definitely not allowed here. Those steps were brutal. I'm hoping that's it. Let's see. Thankfully it was, and at the end of the path I found this really cute cafe. Got myself a cup of tea and this amazing flapjack before riding the steep climbs out of the dale to be greeted by amazing scenery. When I was planning this route, I purposely added this bit in. This is Tagg Lane Dairy, and it is the nicest ice cream I've ever had anywhere in the world. So I had to stop off, get some calories in. I came here the other week and it was so good. I had one. I decided to go back straight away for a second one. And I'm not that much of an ice cream fan, but this is just so good. So I'm going to go get something now. So good.
After I'd consumed literally thousands of calories, I zoomed down the hill to Moniash, where I was going to continue my ride.
Right, I am on the Monsal trail, just joined from Bakewell, and it's another old ex-railway. I'll be going through some cool tunnels, relatively flat, and then heading up some pretty brutal climbs down to Castleton. I have been going a lot slower than I had planned, partly because I started late, but also partly because I'm not that fit at the moment. So I have a feeling it's going to be dark by the time I get to the campsite. Let's see. Going into the tunnel. Woohoo!
I've ridden the Monsal Trail several times in my life and it's always been absolutely rammed. But for one reason or another, today it was completely empty.
As you can see, it's getting dark already, so I am definitely not going to be able to finish my monstrous day, annoyingly. I had planned on doing a couple of additional loops through Castleton to the other side of the hills over there, but I think that's probably a bit foolish given that it's going to be pitch black very soon. Wow, look at that. So the plan instead is to go down to Castleton, do one of the loops, and then stick in the Hope Valley all the way to Hathersage, where I'm going to be staying at a campsite.
The sun was setting fast. I tried not to knock down any sheep on my way down to Peveril Castle, and I forgot how difficult this descent was, especially in the dark. But thankfully I made it to the bottom no problem, and I put my head down and rode through the Hope Valley in pitch darkness to Hathersage. I absolutely love staying at this campsite. I've stayed loads of times in the camping pods they've got here, and it's such a convenient location for bikepacking in the peaks. I cranked up the jet boil and made myself a nice hot dinner. Absolute perfection. The following morning, I got up early and packed up all my stuff in complete darkness. I knew bad weather was coming and I wanted to get up Stannage Edge before it got too busy, hoping for an amazing sunrise, but instead I'd found that summer had already gone.
Good morning, welcome to the top of Stannage Edge. I'm here at Stannage Pole, and normally this is a beautiful view, but today it's not. It's just pure cloud, not ideal at all, and it's starting to rain, so I think today's going to be a little bit wet compared to yesterday. So I'm going to head down to Red Myers Reservoir and I'm going to do a loop basically across a couple more edges heading south again, and we'll see how far I get with the weather.
Despite the rain, heading down to Red Myers Reservoir was a bit of a shock. I'd never seen it so empty. I was so glad that I got up early. I had the old Roman road all to myself, and I was able to bask in the tranquility.
I'm riding through the Longshaw estate, which I have never done. I've only ever walked through here. And for years I thought that bikes weren't allowed here. But it turns out there is a little stretch that I'm on now that you are allowed to ride on. And it cuts out a lot of the traffic and the busy roads. So I wish I'd tested this out sooner because it's a lovely place to ride. Made it to the top of Froggatt Edge, and normally this view is incredible. You can just about make it out, but it's still pretty drizzly now, unfortunately. It's such a lovely place, and this is just not busy compared to the other areas like Stannage Edge. This is so much quieter. Ideal.
There's something about these edges that makes me feel a sense of melancholy. I used to come here as a kid, but in my teenage years, I hardly visited. I often think of all the time I could have spent here, in this incredible place.
Right, I've made it to Bakewell, and the plan from here was to carry on to Monash and join the High Peak Trail down to the Cromford Canal, and as you can see, the rain isn't great. But I have found out that my dad is willing to give me a lift from Bakewell because it's not too far from where he lives. So I think I'm going to end it here. As nice as it has been, I don't really fancy riding on another railway track in the pouring rain. I'm sure that wouldn't be that enjoyable for you as well. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.